a nice coffee mug you have there. Where is that mug from?
This is Beijing.
But did you ever live in Beijing, or did you just get a mug in Beijing?
No. I went on a trip with John and Jim.
John
Johnson? Walters.
Oh, John Walters and Jim Lyon.
Jim Lyon to China, and it was...
I bet that was an interesting experience.
This was purchased at the Great Wall.
Okay.
Starbucks.
Yeah, well, Jim loves his Starbucks because it's Seattle, right? So, I mean, there's that.
No, this was because we were interviewing some people that we had to kind of hide away.
Yeah.
So we met in a Starbucks.
But you have a Starbucks mug from China, but you never lived in China.
No.
Well, what places did you and Jan live in?
Well, we started off in Kenya, way back after we graduated from college.
Okay.
2 years in Kenya, taught. I was a math teacher.
Okay.
And Jan was taught all the sciences. It was a boys' school.
Okay.
You can just go that way there. Yeah. Let's just go around.
Nice.
And then 3 years of seminary.
Okay.
And then we went to Tanzania for 10 at Mbulu, Tanzania. It was a nice rural setting. Nice rural setting. And then went to Nairobi.
Okay.
And we were there for 10 years as working in urban development.
Okay, very cool.
And then regional coordinators for Africa for another 8. And then Europe and the Middle East.
Yeah, because you lived for a time then in Germany.
We lived in Germany. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So you've lived in a number of different places.
We lived in some nice places.
So I'm sure you have some pretty incredible stories about some of your experience.
We got some good stories, yeah.
So tell me,
something I can actually tell you.
I know. I have heard some stories that I'm sure do not get shared very often, and so I won't put you on the spot on that. But I will ask you this question: you then became the director of global missions at the time, which is now global strategy.
Right.
I am now currently the director of global strategy. So here's the question: what am I doing wrong, Bob? What am I doing wrong?
Maybe this interview here. That would be the interview. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad I get to talk to you.
I absolutely love what is going on at Global Strategy.
Oh, I wasn't
absolutely
fishing.
love it.
I was trying to put you on the spot and make you uncomfortable.
I would say that to whoever would ask me that.
Well,
we support you guys, and it just is a great thing that you're doing.
Well, you're very kind.
Especially this thing. Now I call it walk alongside.
Yeah, walking alongside is our kind of what we do as an organization. The way we talk about what we do.
As a missionary, I wish we would have had something like that happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of what you did, but maybe not with that kind of a language. Yeah.
Yes and no.
Well, everything has its time.
Yep.
And you learn new things as you go along, and we're going to go different ways each time. And you learn new things as you go along, and you improve things as you go along, hopefully.
Yep.
And then you make some of the same mistakes you made before, but that's everybody's trying to figure those things out.
Yep.
So in your time in Kenya and Tanzania and Germany, what's like some cultural misunderstanding that happened? I think those are really funny stories and fun things to hear about. So share with me some cultural misunderstandings.
Some are funny, and some are tragic.
Okay. Well, tell me about one.
We were moving after 10 years from very, very rural Tanzania to Nairobi, Kenya.
Which Nairobi is very urban.
Nairobi is very big.
Like any other big city.
Yeah, 5 million people. Yeah. It was and a huge church, and we were going to do an urban thing, so we were really bushy. After 10 years in Tanzania, we were really bushy.
And that's an interesting term, but I know I understand it.
We had been way off in the bush, and we were trying to acclimate. To what does it mean to live in the city?
You were having another cross-cultural experience,
yes,
even though it was still from
So the late Bar Makoka, Dr. Bar Makoka, he wanted to do a dedication of our new ministry. This was 1982. Okay. All right, 72, 82, 1982. So he told us we're going to meet at Americani Church of God, large building, and they were going to do a prayer and a dedication. He was going to preach a sermon, and Then they're going to lay hands on Jan and I.
Okay.
And do that. So in Tanzania, in those days, I don't know if you know what a safari suit is.
I don't know that.
Do you remember safari? Do you know Kaunda suit? It's where the shirt is kind of a suit type of a shirt, but short sleeve, and then the pants are the same color, button down, no tie. Yeah. We called it a safari suit. They called it a Kaunda suit because President Kaunda of Zambia, he always wore this. And Julius Nyerere, who was our president in Tanzania, always wore it. And it was the most proper thing to wear at all levels.
Okay.
All right? Not so Kenya.
Yeah.
Kenya 3-piece suit.
Yes.
All right? So we show up on Sunday. Jan and I actually talked about this. Oh, okay, what am I going to wear? Well, put on your best clothes. Kaunda suit. This safari suit is nice blue. Looked good. We arrived at Marikani. The church was full.
Yeah.
And out front.
What does full mean? Like
full? There are probably 500 people.
Wow.
Probably 500 people there. And then all of the elders from, we had 23 congregations in Nairobi. All of the pastors were there with the elders in the church. And they were lined up ready for a march in.
Yeah.
Africa.
Yep.
You march in, so
to everything.
Yes, to everything. We arrived and got up and put in line, and Dr. Makoka walks up to me. He has got a suit on, right, with a tie and everything. Everybody else, by the way, has got these days they wear clerical collars, but in those days it was a suit and a tie. He walks up to me and looks at me, grabs a hold of my shirt, pulls it together, right, because it was open necked. And he looked around, he asked one of the guys, says, do you think we could find a tie for this gentleman here? For this solemn occasion? And I thought, oh man, what did I do? What did I do? And I mean, a tie would have looked horrible on that thing. All he was telling me is that what you are coming from and what you are doing now are two different things.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So there it was. We had another one that was really tragic. In Tanzania, there's a lady, you may know her, Ramona Mdobi. She's the wife of Eleazar Mdobi, who was the head of the church when we were there. They had 3 girls, 3 young girls, and they wanted, in Africa, you got to have a boy. You got to have a male child. And not that they had to, but their greatest desire was to have a male child. So Ramona got pregnant, and we talked about, Jan and I talked about it. We were up in Mbulu. We bought this special gift for her. Mm-hmm. It was we thought it was going to be a pre-birth kind of one of these things going to make her happy as she's in her pregnancy. And we went down to her house down at Babati, Tanzania. Yeah. And we made this big ceremony of handing her this wrapped gift. And she said, oh, what is this for? And Jan said, of course, this was all in Swahili. This is a shower, a birth shower. And we just want you to have it so that you'll be comfortable as you go through your pregnancy. And she starts crying, and the other people who were around had gasps. They were saying, oh no. And we knew immediately we had really messed up. Huh? How do you mess up with a gift?
But you don't know how yet.
Yeah. So, in Africa, there's so many children that die in pregnancy and childbirth and so on. So you just don't give a person a gift ahead of time. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, it was a miscarriage. It was a miscarriage. And I think some of the Christians thought, okay, the Edwardses should not have given that gift ahead of time. This could have been a good thing. And it was her little boy that was miscarried. So I think there, in this question you ask, I think it's assumptions that we make, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I assume that what is good for me and what is right for me and what I wear, what I don't wear, and blah, 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 what I give and what I don't give, that it's going to be the same way with the people that we're there with. Just small things that can either be very, very funny, usually language things.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Or what you wear things, or what you give kinds of things. And You just can't go on assumptions. You ask questions.
Yeah. So what was one kind of unique thing about living in some of the places you've lived, like a unique aspect of where you lived?
Our missionary career spanned like 32 years of actual being on outside of the United States, and we were in very rural Africa.
Okay.
And then we went to a very urban setting, African setting. And then we were regional coordinators for Africa. So we traveled all over Africa, and that was a different, each one of these is different. And then we go to
Germany.
We go to Germany where we're, oh my word, it was just wonderful and so on. Whenever I'm asked a question like that, for some reason, Andrew, it always goes back to the very beginning.
Okay.
Tanzania.
Sure.
10 years. And I don't know why, but it always does. Our dreams come from that period of time, always. The nightmares all come from those times. And the good dreams. Yeah, the good and the bad. We were what we would call today off the grid.
Yeah.
We were
Which is still popular now.
Totally off the grid. No electricity. We had to produce our own electricity.
Wow.
I was the principal of a Bible school, small Bible school, 23 students. Most of the food that we had for the students, we had to grow.
Wow.
Right there. Telephone, we were Mbulu 4. There were like 20 some.
That's it. You
so
were 4
you don't go
20.
any place. Yes, we were number 4, and then other people had telephones. So you couldn't. A letter, if I put it in the mail at Mbulu, it would take 3 weeks to get back to the U.S. And then another 3 weeks to get back. So a month and a half, at least, at the very least, month and a half to get a. So we became very self-sufficient. We had to be. There were no cell phones in those days, and I don't know. It was Then you go to Nairobi and you're locked into urban life, urban stuff, urban setting, and then the other stuff. But those days, off the grid.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how popular it was, especially having to change your own tires and do all the work on your automobile and all that kind of stuff. That's off the grid, so that's what we did. So that was good.
Well, it's good to know if we have an accident here in your neighborhood that you could change the tire.
I can pick out my cell phone and call
That's right.
911 and get
Not for a tire
get
change.
somebody here. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, last question for you.
Yeah.
What's one something you would want us to remember about serving cross-culturally?
I have thought about this a lot.
Well, this has been your life, is helping educate people on this. So I'm sure you could go 1,000 different ways.
I think it is the best life ever. It is such a privilege, high privilege, high honor to serve Christ in a foreign country. You learn so much. You have these, and you'd never get it any other way. You have these close, intimate, cross-cultural relationships with pastors and lay people, and you would never, ever get it any other way than doing that. And there were times I would just stop wherever it was I was doing. Maybe the sun was setting, and maybe you're stuck in a mud hole, or maybe something was going on, in the city, and there's a riot or something. And it was like the voice of God saying, treasure this. This is a treasure. This is a gift that I am giving to you to have this kind of an experience. So I think that's it, Andrew. If I were to talk with missionaries today, I would say, man, treasure every day. Treasure every moment, the good and the bad.
Yeah.
The bad's going to make the good really, really good. And the good's going to make the bad tolerable, so that you can continue on with your life and serving Christ that way. That's what I would like to say.
That's awesome. Well, Bob, thank you so much for giving us a few minutes today. Thanks for driving around your neighborhood, sharing a drink. Are you a coffee drinker? Because you don't have coffee in there. I'm just saying, that's water.
I am. I fast once a day.
Oh,
once a
good.
week.
That's good.
So today was my fast.
Then
day.
on your non-fast day, here's some coffee for you that you
All
and
right.
Jan
Oh,
can share
good.
and enjoy.
Look at that.
A way to, I know,
Says,
enjoy the
thanks,
coffee.
Bob. How about that? Oh, we are coffee drinkers.
Good.
We drink maybe coffee once a week.
Well, there you go. This is freshly roasted.
My word, that's wonderful.
I know. You can
We
enjoy
pray
it.
for you, brother.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you so much
Well, thanks for your
doing
years
this.
of service, and thanks for taking a little bit of time to share about it with us.
All right.